If you have not seen first part, then please watch the first part. At the beginning of this part, Jinho says, "I'm planning to propose to Jinho." And Jinwoo gets shocked to hear this, but Jinho further says, "I'm serious. I'm going to do it today." But do you think Jinho will like this ring? I actually prepared a bunch of different gifts because I didn't know what she'd like. The truth is, we're building a new building on our company property. When Jinho completes her residency, she will be able to open her own clinic. Then Jinwoo says, "Jinho, you don't have to work so hard to earn her affection. You're a good guy, so show her your truth." Jinho becomes happy after hearing this and hugs Jinwoo. After this, Jinwoo comes to his house, where his family is waiting for him, and Jinwoo says, "I don't know. All we can do is wait and see. Anyway, I'm surprised Song's still up at this hour." And Billions says, "Why can't we teach our little king how to wield a sword? Does that make any sense to you, Igris?" And Igris says, "Billion, in this world, those with academic provenance are the ones who hold power." Jinwoo exclaims, "Hey, I'm not against Soho learning swordsmanship or studying. But why don't you worry about it after he learns how to walk?" Then the next day, Jinwoo comes to work and tells Jin Chul, the chairman of the Hunters Association, Chairman Gogun Hee, is in critical condition. Then Jinwoo goes to the hospital to meet Gogun Hee, and upon seeing Jinwoo, Gogun Hee says, "I finished everything I needed to finish thanks to the 10 extra years you gave me. I actually have a favor to ask of you. You told me that day that we fought together in another world. Are you able to show me that world? I would like to see what happened there with my own eyes. I would like to see what happened there with my own eyes. I want to know what I was like there and what you were like as well." But Jinwoo says, "These are not pleasant memories to remember." And Gogun Hee says, "I just want to recover my lost memories." And then Jinwoo, holding Gogun Hee's hand, reminds him of everything, and seeing those memories, Gogun Hee has tears in his eyes, and at the same time, he becomes very happy that he has done a good job. Life is lived. I'm so glad I was reunited with you like this. It was truly an honor to have worked with young heroes like you. Even if my body becomes cold, these glorious essays will stay with me in this warm setting. And remembering those memories, Gogun Hee takes his last breath there, and Jinwoo says, "You dedicated your life to serving many people, and that makes you a hero as well." Then, after this, Jinwoo leaves for home. On the way, he gets a call from Cha Hien, and Cha Hien says, "Soho is flying in the air, I don't understand coming, what do I do?" So Jinwoo says, "Don't panic. I'll be there in a while, and I'll teach Soho how to control his powers." Cha Hien is shocked to hear that Jinwoo can fly. And Billion says, "Since our little king can fly, he should learn how to fight in the air in advance." But Igris say, "Nonsense. This means he will become a pilot in the future." And Chia Hien, "Please hurry home, Jinwoo." Then, after this, Baru tells his story, "There's no food. The children are devouring each other. There is no more food left in this land to feed the denizens of this kingdom. The denizens of this kingdom need the strongest soldier to lead them. For the kingdom. Make all the enemies who cross us tremble in fear. There are no kings on the outside. And so I was born to kill the living. Are there any more kings? Even though all living creatures looked at me with fear, are you the king of the humans?" That was the first time I saw it. To be met with someone who wasn't afraid of me. It's been a while since that time. Since a human who doesn't fear me appeared. And Baru is very surprised. How strange. Why does the young monarch always seek me? There's no way he doesn't like you. An ant much bigger than a human who can walk, fly, and talk. Just what kind of child wouldn't like that? So the young monarch likes me because I am big and I can talk and fly. Then, after this, the scene is sorted. "Marshal, you've arrived. I wish to make a minor adjustment to the plans. What? But Marshal. The plans to create the holy statue of Our Lady were set several months ago so that you, sir, could commemorate the 32nd birthday of our monarch. No, I'm not saying that I would cancel the plans, just simply making changes to them. Do that like this, and this like that. Oh yes, this is most certainly possible. I think we will get a much more exquisite outcome as a result, Marshal. But I think we will need more members than we currently have. Would it be acceptable to mobilize the demons of the demon castle made by the architect? Kiki, very well. Then I will take care of some business first. Then, after this, some people came to Jinwoo's house to take revenge on Jinwoo because Jinwoo had shut down whatever business they had. After that, these people barge into Jinwoo's house, but Baru comes and kills them in one fell swoop, and Baru says, the young monarch has just begun to nap. She must be disturbed by mere intruders. This familiar gaze, these familiar emotions having our liege's trust and being liked by the young monarch is certainly great. But this isn't bad either. The facial expression of prey before their predator is always like this. Then, after this, the scene is sifted, and all the shadow soldiers are very happy. Our Lady will definitely be pleased after seeing this majestic and beautiful statue. In the far future, if the young monarch can step foot in this place, it will certainly be a meaningful present, and at the same time, Soho is also there, seeing which Baru gets very surprised, and then, a few years later. Emma's song. Can you please take a look at this picture? This was drawn by Suicho. What's wrong with this drawing? The classroom teacher of Soho had told him to draw a friend in his sketchbook. Now that I look at it, the ant is standing on 2 feet. At the back, there are more drawings. Those were drawn when Soho was asked if he had any other friends. The next one is Suho drawing his interpretation of family. And the last page is My Home, that Soho drew, and that's also the reason why I've asked to meet you today. We've taken care of many kids so far, but this was our first time seeing a child express their friends and family like this. When his teacher asked why he drew the house's base in that manner, Soho said it was because friends, family, and a large dad were there. At first, I suspected abuse, but given Suho's intelligence, that didn't seem to be the case. Soho might have a unique talent in art, and when Jinwoo sees Soho's drawing, he says, where can you find a 5-year-old who can draw ants like this? To think our son would have talent in art. Look at the last page to see what I mean. Soho said that there's a large dad inside the dark underground. Does anything come to your mind? Why are you laughing? Ah, it's nothing. I just remembered something funny, and the other kids are apparently scared of Soho. They go pale just by seeing Soho approach them. Even though he has never bullied or yelled at them. Children may have detected the monarch's power because they have much purer senses than adults. The children must have avoided Soho because they felt the shadow of death from him. It's just that the power came to me and did not turn out to be a disaster. Because it's originally a horrible weapon hidden inside their most loyal subject by the god of the other world in order to destroy everything that they had created. If the powers of the shadow monarch that were passed down unexpectedly grow larger inside Soho, it would be impossible for him to live an ordinary life. There is a need for me to restrain his powers until he reaches an age where he can at least exercise perfect control. Until Soho can live among other people without any issues, I'll need to temporarily seal away Suho's powers and his memories of the shadow soldiers. Here, Suho drew you. My liege. May I be permitted to say my farewells to the young monarch? Young monarch, I shall bid you farewell on behalf of all the shadow soldiers. It was an honor to serve you, young monarch. Until we meet again, I pray for your good health. Young monarch, I hope that you adhere to your study schedule even if I'm not there. Please be well, young monarch. And then Jinwoo erases Soho's memories using his power, and then a few years pass, and Soho is all grown up now. Then, after this, the scene is sorted. High school is similar to the jungle world. New classroom, new classmates. Then there's the bully, Lee Yuncheol, high school freshman. With just one look, every decision has been made. Who will be your friend and who will be your inferior? Let's get along. I heard he played around in the next neighborhood, but there's nothing special to him. Well, being friends with him is not a bad thing. I think the hierarchy here has pretty much been sorted, but the problem is that guy. And when Soho sees this boy gets extremely nervous and starts getting scared of Soho because of a few days ago. This boy and his friends were troubling another boy. And all the people together were beating that boy, and then Soho came there and stopped them. Then they started threatening Soho, and after hearing this, Soho started beating them all one by one, which made all of them very bad, and since then this boy has been very scared of Soho, as well as the whole school. This also spreads, how should I put it? I feel like I know about more surprising and exciting things. Should I go to the internet cafe now that I'm bored? The door. Why isn't it opening? And then suddenly time stops, everyone freezes, and Soho is shocked to see this, time has slowed. How did this happen? And then suddenly, a gate opens in front of Soho. And what's that? What should I do right now? Mom always said that I took after Dad. What would Dad do if this was his family? But when Soho goes inside that gate, the route to go back is blocked. I have no choice but to go forward. And as soon as Soho goes inside that gate, he is very surprised to see the things inside there, and at the same time, that gate also closes. After going a little further, Soho sees some weapons, and at the same time, a window opens in front of him, giving him information about those weapons. It instructing me to select a weapon. There are restrictions on selecting them based on level, so can I switch to a higher grade item if I increase my level? What's this? Are they on display here because they're all bad? Well, who would want to use these weak-looking weapons? In this corner, there is a gauntlet. This'll be fun. Since knives are cliché, shall I play around with these? I feel a little enhanced. And Soho wears one of those weapons. Name, attack type gauntlets, rank for usage, level 1, E, type, gloves attack power 4, and Soho's window opens, status window, name, Sung Suo. Class, none title, Little Monarch. HP, 100, 3300. Level, 1, fatigue, 0, MP, 10, 1600. Strength, 10, 40. Stamina 10, 40. Agility, 10, 40. Intelligence 10, 40. Sense, 10, 40. Remaining points, cannot be used. Who's there? Is this place like the castle's basement? And then suddenly a statue moves and attacks Soho, but Soho sees that attack and stops it, but Soho gets a little scared too, but from one attack of Soho, the idol is gone, and Soho gets a notification too. You have leveled up. Can these things move? Wait. Were there many of them on the way here? And now there are many idols in front of Soho who are coming forward to attack him, so now Soho also gets ready to fight with all those idols, and Soho starts fighting with them, and they defeat him very easily. Also, now Soho's current level is 19. If I defeat those armored monsters, I'll level up. I think I'm getting stronger as well. This really feels like a game. Perhaps it is because of this that I am no longer struggling, even if they come at me in groups. But are the levels of these guys higher than mine? How was I able to defeat them when I was level 1? Is it due to this power? Soho's power of now, strength, 28, 40. Stamina 28, 40. Agility, 28, 40. Intelligence, 28, 40. Sense, 28, 40. Remaining points, cannot be used. I want to become a little stronger. And now Soho gets to the place, opens that big door, and looks inside. There's Igris sitting there, and Soho thinks, this is the boss, looking mighty strong. Then Igris, after that, raises the sword and stands up, and now Soho thinks, first I should attack. But Igris attacks Soho with great speed and finishes Soho in one blow. Then Soho's eyes open somewhere else, and Soho is very scared. What? I'm alive. Is this the place I started from? Ha, I thought I died. Anyhow, do I need to go down the same path again? One of the white flames disappeared. I'm sure all three of them were lit in the beginning. Is it just a coincidence? No, this is not a coincidence. Since my level has increased, let's change my weapon. Name, Needle Knuckle Type Gauntlets, rank for usage, level .15, C, type, gloves attack power 27, critical rate 10%, I need to be more careful. If all three flames go out, I don't know what will happen afterward. That Black Knight. He's too strong. Isn't this overbalanced? I'm angry. At this rate, I won't be able to beat him. He appeared to be using that weapon. If what he has is the real one, what is the size of the gap in our levels? Alright, I'll level up a little more and then face him. This time, I really need to be careful. We meet again. Aren't you guys tired of this? Every time, these guys are also reviving. Then does that mean they have infinite regeneration, and then Soho starts attacking those idols and destroys them? So that Soho levels up and gets a notification, you have reached the required level for a player. The title quest has dropped. Will you accept the quest? The title quest will begin now. You can achieve the points required for a high-class title by enduring long enough. I was in a tough spot because I didn't have a watch, but things turned out well. Soho is still fighting with the Shadow Army, blocking all of their attacks as well as evading them, when the Shadow Army summons a large soldier with his magic. I don't need such a thing anymore. And then Soho starts fighting with his hands and very quickly finishes off that soldier, due to the fact that men fight with their fists. And now Soho's leveling up too, and he gets a notification, you may be able to perform an advanced class promotion based on the promotion points you receive. A suitable class will be given upon analyzing the player's actions. All the arduous trials were overcome by your fighting spirit. You trust in your own strength and advance forward while fearing no trials promotion. You have exceeded the expected play time. Points will be given. You have more than 50% HP left. All the enemies have been defeated by you. Points will be given. The limits of the promotion points have exceeded the achievement limits. You've advanced from martial artist to soul striker. This still isn't enough yet. I need to become even stronger in order to defeat him. Enemies will appear in the field one by one if you do not move. You have leveled up, and Soho gets rewarded too, Guard's Necklace, A. Highest Grade Mage's Ring, A. Burning Battle Demon's Gauntlet, S. And Soho again goes to Igris to fight him. I keep you waiting, don't I? It's my turn now. Sung Soho, level 70. Then now Soho and Igris are face to face, and Igris does the first attack, but Soho avoids his attack, and the fight between both of them starts in a very dangerous way, and now Soho's power has increased a lot because he is giving Igris a hard fight, but now it seems that Igris is finding it very difficult to block Soho's attacks, and now Soho increases his speed very fast, and Igris thinks, is this the power of the young monarch whose power isn't at 100% yet, and also, Soho understands how powerful Igris is, I will know for sure after leveling up and fighting again. This black cat is stronger than I ever thought. His stats are on a whole other level than normal soldiers who can regenerate infinitely. In other words, he exceeds normal standards. But if that's the case, it also means I'm the same. I don't know what the game's rules are like, but I've been given additional stats since level 1, and I was able to defeat high-level soldiers with ease. Considering how I get an additional point for all stats every time I level up, plus the additional stat points, what I have now isn't that of a level 70s. It must be around level 110, and Soho gets a title, young monarch, OUE to the ability success of the shadow monarch, all stats are increased by 40 points. End for today.